Hello and welcome to Grumpy Gamers. You're here this week with Ben, and alongside me I have Eddie.
Hello.
And Kirk.
I said energy. What was that?
That was all right.
My sound bar thing on the Audacity's gone up loads, so anyway.
I thought that was okay, Ben. I think Kurt's just being harsh now.
I know. He was always going to say something.
Yes, he was always going to say something.
Always got to say something, like hello.
You didn't even say hello.
I have now.
You didn't. You
Jesus
literally didn't say
Christ.
hello, Kirk. You went straight into insult.
Great joke.
It's not. Listeners, can you rewind 20 seconds and come back and then call Kirk a cunt?
Okay, lovely. I was going to go down the road of how we all feeling, like, because are we all okay? Like, we did spend the weekend together, didn't we? So.
Why'd you make
that sounded weird.
That? Yeah.
That sounded really weird.
Don't we? Shared a bedroom together, didn't we? Didn't we, Ben?
Okay, you're making it even weirder. But yes, we did. We did go away to Bath.
We did make love, yeah.
It's well documented, and I don't feel great. And it's now Tuesday. We're recording a day late.
Yeah.
So that's why Pete can't be on tonight because we kind of messed up the schedule a bit. And
Because we felt like shit. And
It's got cricket on that you couldn't cancel. Can't cancel.
Can't cancel the cricket.
No, you can't possibly cancel.
He couldn't
To save the
possibly
money!
Not only could he not cancel, but did you notice he went, but guys, honestly, if you're all feeling bad, just do it on Tuesday. Right, so you don't want to be on. Right, fine. Let's roll with it.
He is a snaky
Yeah,
fuck.
I can't compete with that. Cannot compete with that. I know he did like the white knight thing. Oh guys, yeah. If you guys feel like you need that,
I'm such a saint.
it's all good. But we're here. So as usual, the show will go on. We'll go through the news. We'll go through the new releases, what we've been playing, and Diablo 4 is in the list this week, which is a good game. So we'll talk about that one. And I did get a few hours in it, Kirk, and there's more hours to come this following weekend. So, but I'll go into it. And then we have the feature, which Eddie's going to lead us on today, because of the price of everything in games, and we know he likes a cheap game. He's going to do us all a service in a feature we're calling Eddie Finds a Deal.
Lovely.
There you go. We can make this every 6 months or so, couldn't we? And you should state that we're going to do the feature, and it's going to be Eddie Finds a Deal, but the guys have to play a game. And then in 2 weeks, or maybe 3 weeks, depending on how long Kirk has,
very good.
we're gonna review the games that they've played. So
yeah, we're gonna recap them. We're gonna review them. Yeah, we're gonna see what deals Eddie found us.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't think I can afford
the
games that you buy, Eddie. They're just too steep.
You reckon, do you?
Yeah,
because I'm an expensive. I'm a money boy.
You are a money boy.
The game I'm talking about this week, I got for free.
See, I can't afford it.
That's the level.
Yeah, he's a cheap gamer. But anyway, we'll talk about that later on, and let's move on with the show. I think first of all, we're going to start with addressing some comments from the Pure Dead Gaming Discord this week.
Oh yes,
mostly sparked because of Kirk's episode on What the Fuck Do You Want last week, where you dissed the PS5 controller.
I didn't just diss it. I fucking annihilated it.
I bet Ben agreed with him.
We'll go into that, Eddie. We'll go into it because there was this chat.
We'll get to that.
There was a little chat about us, the Grumpy Gamers, on that Discord.
Yeah.
And I'd like to just first say that I take absolutely no issue with somebody saying that we're Xbox biased, despite having only one Xbox fanboy. Sorry, Kurt, you are clearly a fanboy.
Not true.
We've got two PC gamers here, and one guy probably says a Nintendo main. Yeah. So.
The Nintendo main.
That's quite varied. I don't know why everybody has to pick a team, but it's funny. So,
also, I mean, the two of us do have PS5s as well, and we are playing the exclusive games. So,
I listened to literally today. I think it's 2 episodes ago, and it was Ben ranting for 10 minutes about how shit Xbox are. Because it was, do you remember Ben? It
was literally the week before.
Starfield delayed. Was it? Yeah. So 2 episodes ago, yeah. And it's about Xbox delaying Starfield. And Ben, you went on for about 10 minutes about how shit. Xbox
I apologise. Yeah, I went in a bit,
Never
but that's
apologise.
fine. But we take no issue with people calling us. That's absolutely fine. I don't think we take any issue either with the comment that they didn't enjoy the podcast because, and I quote, Our voices kinda didn't lend themselves to audio-only content. Laughing face.
And
Yes!
and let's also not forget that sometimes just on the odd occasion we talk over one another.
Well, no, Kirk, you're right. You're right. And I actually think that's a very fair comment. I think that's a fair comment.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're
feedback.
talking about. No, I don't agree with it.
You didn't need to. We've already interrupted each other loads. But Ben, I'm gonna argue against it. I fucking hate it when it's just talking and then pause, then I hate that shit.
Yeah, they're all.
Who wants to listen to that?
Those are awkward. Those are awkward to listen to.
I don't want to watch a fucking news interview with BBC and, I don't know, CEO of Nominate. I don't want to watch that. I want to watch people who know each other well, who know the industry well, bantering back and forth about how great Xbox is.
Very good.
It shows off our incredible passion. That's all it does.
Yeah.
And the thing about our voices not lending themselves to audio-only content, I can only assume that means that we're just too damn handsome to contain ourselves to just a podcast. We need to do video. We need to do everything else. So actually, I think also that's a fair comment. I celebrate that man. I have no idea who he is. I can't remember his name. I don't care. But I celebrate that man. What a great comment. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. But
do we do video now?
To say,
is that what we do?
No.
I would like to say I have one issue. I have one big issue. And that is, this is what was said. It will not shock you all to hear.
Have you written this down?
I know. I've got my phone in front of me.
I mean, that's worse.
No, listen. It will not shock you all to hear that Ben on Grumpy Gamers agreed with the dual sense is shite thing that Kirk said.
Yeah.
Now, I do actually agree a little bit with that comment. I don't think it's very good control. However, the bit that said it will not shock you all to hear, the implication from that is that I normally agree with Kirk on things, and yes, I am fucking shocked.
That is not where that was going. I think it was more a case of you've already shown you're not a fan of.
I don't know. It words like Ben, you are Kirk submissive.
Actually, to be fair,
Kirk is the dom. You are the son.
Wow, that's. Yes. I mean. Ben has been called a gimp by Punk before in the past, so and
fucking love Punk.
If the shoe fits, if the suit fits, so I say.
Yeah, if the head mask fits.
Ben has got the look of a gimp as well, doesn't he?
Really, and he's got such slick hair. I mean, he has no hair, but it just his head would just fit perfect. Oh,
yeah, it would fit. It would fit.
I am slick. Yes, I am slick. But I feel like that's libel. I think there's something to slandered online. There's libelous written down there.
Can we sue?
Yeah, I'm
probably not.
Anyway, whatever. But in all seriousness, if anybody gives a fuck enough to talk about us, I think that's great. Yeah. So thanks a lot.
Maybe email in, you cowards, and don't do it on a fucking Discord.
No, I was actually ending it somewhere better than that, Kirk. Just saying, it's all good.
I just went TK Maxx. What do you want from me? Okay, that's my character.
Yeah, I just think it's great. Like, who cares? It's all good. I like positive and negative comments. At least somebody's talking about us, so that's all good.
You like to talk, Ben. We know. We like a conversation.
And on that, let's move on to the quick news.
Is it going to be quick?
Oh, Kurt, you should have left it, because then he literally just segued himself, and that would have been really embarrassing. Should have just left it. Let it happen.
I'm ashamed of myself.
Okay. First up, Sonic Frontiers DLC is due out this week. It's got 2 new modes, Cyberspace Challenge and Battle Rush.
Excellent.
Don't know what they are, but...
why isn't this on the new releases then?
That's a good shout. Good shout.
New releases are on Pete. It's not my domain.
Well, there's a double fuck up here. There's a fuck up because Pete hasn't put it on the new releases, and then why have you put it in the quick news if you understand?
I don't know what date it's out.
Couldn't do a Google. Couldn't
do that. It's quick news.
Kirk.
It's quick.
I do enough.
Yeah. It's been mentioned. Next.
Equally, you guys could look at this in advance and maybe move it.
We don't need to air our dirty laundry on the podcast, Ben. Okay.
50% of 60 to 70% of this doc is me. This is me speaking, me doing, because I'm just a workhorse.
Okay. Okay.
Don't know who you're trying to convince there. Right, next one. Microsoft is planning to open its own app store for mobile games, according to Phil Spencer.
No
and I think
surprise
I read
there.
today. Yeah, I think this will all be off the back of the ABK deal, and I read that could be up and running as early as next year if that deal does.
This is why they want King. This is what their primary focus was.
I don't think it's the primary.
That's what
but
they've said.
It's definitely
That's the story.
It's definitely a big.
I'm Xbox bias. What do you want?
Indeed.
Oh, you stop talking over him.
All right. Next one, a sad one actually. The actor Lance Reddick died at age 50. Most known for his roles in The Wire and lately Destiny. So that's.
Oh, is he in Destiny? Was he? I was wondering where you were going with this because I was.
He's a character in Destiny.
He was in John Wick. I'm watching Bosch right now, an American TV series. He's in that. He's in loads of stuff.
He was in
the new Resident Evil TV series. He was
the doctor, wasn't he? The scientist. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was in Destiny as well. Another loss.
So that is a sad one. Next up, European Commission has delayed its decision on the ABK deal from the 25th of April to the 22nd of May, as Microsoft have now submitted a number of remedies. This thing keeps getting moved on and on and on. It was only last week we were saying, well, it's going to be kind of decided next month, and that's now been delayed another month.
We could have put that in the main news just to keep it going, couldn't we?
What's this number of remedies as well?
I don't know, Kirk, you're trying to make things faster, but you're just interrupting, speaking over, if you will, all times.
I don't know where that comes from. Honestly, it's like it's in my nature.
Well, these remedies, I think, Eddie, you're going to go into actually.
What? Am I?
I think.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
I think you are. So spoilers.
I doubt that's what the remedies are, Ben.
I think it is. Yeah,
Could be.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah. Next up, the Steam Deck has got a 10% discount. That means for people in the UK, I think the 256 gig model, which is the one I got, the middle one, is now £413, and the most expensive one is £512. So, but that's only good until 5 p.m. on the 23rd of March. So if you're listening today, it's tomorrow. So yeah, you've got to be quick on the button, and I think it lasts to the end of their Steam spring sale or something. I think that is at the same time. So
nice discount.
Yeah, not a lot of time to act
at all.
Just because it's Steam sale, they've just included it.
Okay, that's nice of them.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, if you're on the fence about getting one over the next couple of months, then it might be time to do it now. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, but isn't the winter sale normally bigger?
It could be, but then you have to wait a number of months to get your Steam Deck, don't you?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Right. Next up, Bella Ramsey has said that she expects The Last of Us Series 2 to air at either the end of 2024 or the start of 2025.
Big news.
So that's actually quite far away. So the impression that you get was that it would, I don't know, that it would follow a bit sooner than that.
But it's a bit of a mammoth undertaking for them. And if I remember correctly, they were filming the first series for like 9 months, and that was with no guarantee of a second to be commissioned. So I'm sure they need to do some stuff to figure it all out.
I think The Witcher was not that long between 1 and 2. I could be wrong, but it didn't feel that long.
Yeah, and I think that they are splitting the second game into 2 series. That's also something that's on the rumour mill recently.
Did you see Neil Druckmann put up a post about this, about the second series coming, and it looks like it's, I think it's got a quite a muscular arm with a hammer in it, going down into like a fireplace with The Last of Us written in it.
No, I don't really keep abreast of that stuff, but did he put it on Twitter or Instagram or something?
Yeah, okay, will do. Cheers.
Oh, that's a question, Kurt.
Sorry. Yeah, it's on both. Yeah, it's on both. It's on both his Twitter.
Yeah, no,
and
I haven't
his
seen it.
Instagram.
I haven't seen it. So
okay, I thought you meant me do it. Whoops.
No. I was saying, did he put it up?
Yeah. He did send it to me personally. I know we're mates, but come on.
Yeah, Christ, I didn't know. You might be straight in your DMs. I don't know.
You're obviously not as close as I thought.
No, we've got it all wrong, Eddie. The last one. This was something. The FIFA president has come out and said that the new FIFA branded game, because obviously FIFA as we know it is going to no longer exist, and EA are stepping away and making their own game. But the new FIFA branded game will always be, and I quote, the best e-game for any girl or boy, and the claim that it will be superior to EA's version of the football game. And I just think that is absolutely mental to think that all their years of perfecting and trying things out to get a good football game, and we've seen other examples of it failing so tremendously with the new kind of PES equivalent or whatever, and it's just to even think that you could get it. And I think he was saying like, oh, whether it's FIFA 25, 26 or 27, how quickly do you think you can develop a game? Like, games take 4 or 5 years to make. This just isn't going to happen. So yeah, just thought that was a very interesting comment.
Do you think EA Sports then won't get the rights?
Well, no, EA Esports don't have the rights. They've sacked it off.
No. I mean for player names, for club names.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know what they're going to do about that. Well, I don't know how that's going to work.
Hear me out here. A game without those rights, let's be honest, Ben, normally doesn't do well because
Eddie, I think they've been striking up deals. I think they've been striking up deals with individual leagues. I think they have. Ooh. Something tells me they have been. It's just I think it's literally the FIFA
branding. That's it.
Yeah, I think they're striking up their own deals because I'm sure they recognise exactly what you're saying. Because you're right, like you get rid of the player names and teams and stuff, and it's just like, oh, it's not the same now.
It's just extra money in the club's pockets and stuff, though, isn't it? So they don't give a shit.
Yeah, but
maybe.
Surely, if FIFA said no to that, how could the public body for it, then how can it possibly? Surely FIFA has control over it.
Well, you actually just look at Football Manager. Like, you have a number of clubs that step outside of it. You have leagues that'll step outside of it. But actually, it's not like Football Manager have had to get all the naming rights from FIFA.
Yeah, okay.
I think there are individual deals to be struck up here.
This seems crazy to me because surely FIFA is in control of this. So surely there must be something.
I genuinely don't think they are. I don't think they're in control of the whole. They don't negotiate individual TV deals at club level and all this kind of stuff. It's usually down to a league and like La Liga or the Premier League and stuff like that. So I know, interesting to see how that pans out. But I think it's a valid point you raised. But I'm pretty sure I've heard that individual deals are being struck up.
Wouldn't be surprising.
We'll see. But that is, I mean, it's not a big news week, so that is the end of the quick news. So let's move us on to the main news, I think.
I think I have something to start us off with as well. As I scroll down the dock here. So there is a PS5 Pro in development. This is reported by Forbes, who cite a report from Tom Henderson at Inside Gaming, who said that it's claimed that there will be a mid-gen upgrade to the PS5 in the form of a PS5 Pro. So it firstly states Sony will release a PS5 with a detachable disk drive to help save costs, with a Pro model expected by late 2024. The PS4 Pro released around 3 years after the original date of PS4 launching, which was November 13th. So PS5 Pro isn't entirely out of the question for this. And this would be 4 years after the original PS5 had come out, because it's claimed it will come out end of 2024. But that kind of makes sense with chip shortages and stuff at the early, as it's the beginning of the generation. And Sony have apparently said then there's no plans for PS6 before 2028, so that kind of all lines up. So it kind of remains to be seen what the upgrades are going to be that would warrant a new console in the first place, because to me it doesn't really feel like we haven't really gone into this generation yet, even though we're coming up 2.5 years at this point. So probably going to expect more ray tracing capabilities, better visuals and performance across the board. But again, I don't think we even really fucking need it, if you know.
I think we do. I think
we do.
4K. I think 4K 60. I think PCs are advancing at such a rate. Like, if you don't do it now, you probably won't end up doing it. Like there won't be, because it won't be viable enough to put the effort in to do it and get it out to get it in this generation. Like if you leave it too late, there's no real point. So I think you need to be looking around the mid-gen mark to do a refresh, because within 4 years, everything's got better. Like all the PC stuff in the background has got better. I think it's a perfect time to do it. And I don't subscribe to this kind of like, I do think it's marginal, the gains we're getting with new consoles and everything. But if the capabilities are out there, and by doing a Pro, it allows them to test other things, to get things in line so that they're looking at their newer models, then it only helps the PS6 get better.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm absolutely fully in support of this. 100%. I wouldn't see a bad thing about it at all.
We don't have... The thing that I look at with all of this is it's so fucking hard to tell the difference between 1440p and 4K. So the 4K being like the all singing all dancing for the resolution, like, and this,
but most people don't go in 1440p. Most people like it's either 1080 at 60 or 4K at 30, isn't it?
Well, no, it depends on what TV you've got and stuff like that as well. But I tend to have my console on 1440 at 60 frames. So because it's also the settings on the games, isn't it? Because there has to always be... It's also the
settings on the game, and the games are often limited to 1080 and 60 or 4K or 1440 and then up-resed or whatever and 30. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter. You talk about your TV, but the limitation is usually in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it is the TV as well, but sure, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but the game's setting the low point, isn't it?
Yes.
Like, you're not getting games... I didn't know we were running games at 2K and 60 frames.
So...
I didn't know that's happening.
Well, doesn't matter. You don't need an upgrade then, do you? Because it looks great, right?
I don't think games look bad. I'm just saying that the times move on, and you should always be hitting that latest technology kind of point. I think it's a great way to do it, and it always allows things to move on in the background.
To be fair, consoles have always driven the TV market. Like there's always been this push and pull race. So you remember when the 360 and the PS3 came out, like HD TVs were all the rage then, because they were the only things that were affordable to the consumer that could actually utilize it, and that's been consoles since then.
Yeah, I think most people have a 4K TV and TVs as they're coming out now, like they're all capable of doing everything bar the 8K stuff, aren't they? They're all good enough. I mean, I don't really know what you're saying. Does it mean, are you saying that your TV gives you the capability to run something at 1440p and 60, whereas my TV wouldn't be able to do that? Is that what you're saying?
Well, there
is I don't game on TV anyway.
The frame rate thing is to do with a lot of problems arise from VRR, which is variable refresh rate, which helps. Yeah. It stops screen tearing and stuff like that, basically. So it kind of fills in the frame blanks that cause the tearing. But that's it's kind of besides the point. In the sense, you just mentioned about 8K. I believe the console boxes have 8K on them, so apparently they were.
Yeah, no, but that was my kind of point to say that TVs don't really. Like, there's very few TVs out there that can do that.
That's right, definitely. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I would love to be able to 4K and 60 frames a second. I think that would be a great, because at the moment that's something that they're really failing to get to, and if they could do that with a hardware refresh, I think that's something that should be strived for. Because in my mind, a lot of people are like me and would just totally disregard anything at 30 frames if there's a 60 frames option.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So
I'm the same.
Yeah, so if you can bring up the 60 frames to 4K, I'm all about it. I think that's great. I think it's fantastic.
Fair enough.
So,
well, there we go. We'll see.
We'll see.
Trying to think of a good segue for Eddie, but there isn't anything that we can really use. PS5 and Xbox. I don't know, something there.
That's pretty poor, isn't it?
There was nothing there.
That was deliberate, but sure.
You could have come up with something better than that, I think, mate.
Yeah, I could have.
Right, more 10-year cloud deals for Microsoft. Ooh. God, I love how Xbox are always the good guys. Like, PlayStation are releasing a new console and then in brackets, only to get more money. And now Microsoft, let's just hand out deals. Oh, I love it. Xbox boss Phil Spencer announced this week that Microsoft have reached a 10-year deal with companies to a 10-year partnership to stream Xbox PC games as well as Activision Blizzard titles when, or in brackets, or if, they become available. We've had in the past GeForce Now streaming service that got this. And then earlier on in the week, when I saw this, it was a Ukrainian cloud gaming platform called Boosteroid. Great name. And then since then, so like a few days ago, Ubitus.
Yeah.
Ubitus. Were they trying to say Ubisoft?
Ubitus, a cloud streaming company which offers a catalogue of games in some countries. So yeah, I've also seen Ben's put a little bit more extra here. Microsoft has come out today and said that 10 years would be enough time for Sony to make a Call of Duty alternative and that there's no basis for offering Sony a longer license.
Oh.
Did you read that, Ben? Where did you read that? That's pretty
It's
interesting.
VGC reported it earlier. I think Sony are obviously saying that they're not interested in this deal.
Yeah.
And they're basically really pushing hard on the fact that Call of Duty is too big. We just can't go down this route. Too important, too big to the landscape of gaming. And Microsoft have come out and said, well, 10 years gives you enough time to make another game. And then it's been pushed back, I think, in the gaming community that it's like, well, if it's good enough for Sony to do that, then why don't you make your own? And
well, we know what Xbox are like.
Well, but Microsoft would also just say, no, we've got enough money to buy our own. That's what we're saying. So yes. You don't, so you can't.
They can't make good games, can they? Let's be honest. So,
Jesus.
Well, what I would say is that Sony do have a cracking studio to be making a first-person shooter for them independently, and that's Bungie. So, so they do actually have someone there who could do something magic. And I do think that Activision are another beast altogether because they have 3,000 employees and that brand. But, the Bungie guys there are, the games are fantastic, both Call of Duty and Destiny.
That's quite a big statement from Microsoft to come out with as well. Like, considering they've been handing out all these deals and they like only, I know it was a couple of weeks ago, and obviously the comments, or what was it, last week with Jim Ryan saying what he said. I guess shots are fired, so they're shooting back a bit. Like, they've tried to play nice in the public eye, but it's like, okay, well, if you don't want it, fuck you then, go do your own. So,
well, I agree, Kurt, because this statement actually goes a bit more than that, because it says, because Phil Spencer's or the implication has always been, oh no, we would never take it, we'd never make it exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the implication, that they'd never do it, and we're evidencing that by offering you 10 years. This is the first point where it's basically said 10 years is enough for you to do this, so that then we might make it exclusive.
I'm still of the belief that they don't care. They don't want to make it exclusive. They just want to put it on Game Pass.
Yeah, I agree with that, because I do think the value of Activision as it stands now is almost predicated on the sales of Call of Duty and the understanding of the sales that it would get. And if you took that away from PlayStation in the current landscape, then you're only screwing yourself, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. But there's a big future out there, and it's called streaming. So
there is, and 10 years is a huge time. Like, to even think that, I know Call of Duty's been going for bloody years, but to think that Call of Duty would still be amazing in the next 10 years.
I've said this.
You've said that. And if you just look at corporations, look at, FTSE 100 companies or whatever, their lifespan isn't necessarily, most of them will get 20 years of being on top or whatever, and then it's something else. So I can't imagine. I'd be very surprised if Call of Duty was this behemoth in 10 years' time that it is now.
My only counter to that, and this is me being on PlayStation side now, if they've obviously got figures and stuff that they can see when it comes to this, and there's obviously something there. They know that just having it taken away for 10 years is it would be a hit for them, sure, but ultimately in the longer run, it doesn't matter, because as you just said, Call of Duty can and will fall out of popularity. It has done before. It recently had a resurgence with the Modern Warfare reboot.
True.
Which obviously it had a major decline when it was in like the Infinite Warfare days and whatnot.
Still a bestseller though. Still the best-selling game.
Yeah, I get that. But I just think either Sony are very arrogant with how they see the future panning out. So I truly believe that streaming is going to be exactly where Xbox are going to go, and they don't care what machine it is on. As long as it's Xbox Game Pass, that's where they are going to be making their money in the next 20 to 30 years. In the long term, short term doesn't really fucking matter. It's just building all those stepping stones right now.
I do think a lot with the Sony stuff, even though that they don't want to sign this deal and they're not going to sign the deal and all that kind of stuff, they know that presumably there are going to be enforced remedies that will preserve, rather than them signing anything.
Yeah.
They can't put pen to paper because then it implicitly means that they agree with what's going on. So they can't really sign it. So and if Pete were here, he would be saying that it is just Sony doing their job at the moment.
Yeah.
If they can get a deal to fall through by literally just shouting, then they've done their job.
I mean, once this is signed, if it is, but very much likely when it's signed, there'll be so many things that come off the back of it. Maybe I don't know, a deal. Maybe Sony coming. Bungie are going to be creating a new game for us. All these things they've probably already come up with all the lines that they.
Yes, they must have. Yeah. They must. Sony will have like if this goes through, then we have to get. And they might have even spoken to Bungie, and then Bungie's next game. Let's just say Destiny 3 is a PlayStation exclusive. Like I know they've said that Bungie games are going to be full platform. Well, I don't know if that was exclusive to Destiny or whatever, but I'm sure if Microsoft got this, Sony would be turning around to Destiny and saying, I don't care that we said you're going to be multi-plat, because they said they're multi-plat, but we own you. You need to make us our new exclusive. Money talks. They've got the money.
But we know for now, until this deal goes through, they're going to be pretending that no, this is dreadful. We need this to be blocked. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've only got 1 or 2 more months to discuss this, guys. So.
Unless they delay it again,
So that's good, but
it's good to know that not only game developers are delaying things. That's quite nice.
Eddie, I had the same bloody thought. I thought, how fitting.
A body that governs computer games is also delaying stuff.
Exactly. Well, I did go through. Sorry.
I was just going to say, sorry, Ben. I was just going to say that.
Why do you always talk over people, Kirk?
I know.
It's not nice, is it? It's not good audio. What shit did that dickhead say?
Whoa.
Okay, no one called him a dickhead.
Yeah, you guys stay all PC. Let me be me.
Okay.
Let you be you. Okay.
I don't know where you were going with your story bit there, Ben, but I was just going to say, if Sony did lose Call of Duty,
we would have known if you didn't cut
I'm sure they will make a comeback, just like something else.
Right. Okay. You're trying to segue me. And
holy shit! Was all that just a segue?
Yeah,
then
I know.
The thing is, you interrupted me so many times.
For fuck's sake!
Stop trying to. I mean, I'm all for a segue, but you really push them.
You interrupted Ben to segue.
Yeah. Anyway, Eddie, I'll move us on.
Thanks, man.
Great segue.
There's been a lot of rumours this week. It's a lot of it's a slow news week. A lot of rumours this week about F-Zero making a comeback in 2023. So, Nate the Hate, I've talked about him a few times on this podcast. He's one of my favourite leakers and insiders. I love his podcast, and when he's on the Sportingcast, it's fantastic. But he has said, he's declared in a blog post that 2023 is the year that F-Zero will be coming back, whether with a remaster or on a new game. And a lot of people have been talking about it this week and getting very excited. So F-Zero, for those that don't know, is Nintendo's kind of futuristic racer, very much in the same vein as like Wipeout or something.
Yes.
And it was last on the GameCube 2003. Since then, obviously, Captain Falcon's been in Smash Brothers like all the time, and he's got his like the tracks and stuff. It's all very themed with F-Zero, and they've even brought F-Zero to the N64 Nintendo Switch online service, and it's one of the very few games that I've actually played on the N64 online, because everything else is rubbish. But play that game.
Wow.
And in 2022, Reggie Fils-Aimé said that in an interview with VentureBeat that he thought that Nintendo could actually bring it back, which is music to people's ears. I mean, every big Nintendo Direct over the last 3 or 4 years, I'd say there's a large contingent of people that have been hoping that F-Zero will come back, and it's just good that this is now being talked about, and that there is a leaker on the case saying it. So I think going past Zelda, past Tears of the Kingdom, I think Nintendo haven't really got an awful lot coming out, and I think they're going to need some big cross-gen big hitters to move them into the Switch 2, and I'd love for this to be one. I absolutely love it. But watch this space on that.
They've got a fucking great catalogue of games, and F-Zero is one of them. I remember fucking playing the shit out of it on the GameCube. It was fantastic, because it was at the time, like you said, the kind of Wipeout fix. But it was just as kind of, I don't know, hectic and like fast paced as you wanted it to be. I'm guessing the reason why Mr. Captain Falcon's been around is that they don't want the character to die, and obviously
no, they don't want it to die. Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a reason that he's kind of been tagging along for the last 20 odd years. So
yeah, absolutely.
With a bit of luck, maybe they will. I mean, what Nintendo could do, and I wouldn't be surprised, but I also would be surprised if they didn't, is they have a Direct that just has, as you would say, banger after banger after banger of these IPs that they haven't touched for ages, and just bring something new or like relatively fresh to the table.
They're going to need to do something, aren't they? Because, as I said, it's looking pretty barren towards the end of the year, and even if they do have the Switch 2 maybe planned for March next year, they're going to need to start advertising something big. And something bringing back. So Metro Prime 4 and this are two perfect examples.
Yep.
That they could really, they could really move things on to the next gen quite easily. I think people get so excited about those franchises coming back. But yeah,
definitely.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
But, Eddie, do you want to move us on to the new releases?
Sure. Kurt, do you want to interrupt one of us?
Oh, shut up, Eddie.
That was a poor segue.
Thank you.
Anyway, first one, The Crown of Wu, coming out on PC, PlayStation's, Xboxes, March 24th. Unravel the mystery behind the stolen crown of Wu. Run, jump, fight, explore, master the elements of That's a weird sentence. Master the elements of fire, earth, and lightning. Cross through chasms. This is all one sentence. Chasms and solve puzzles. There's a lot of ands in there. In this action-adventure-packed game this is still the same sentence, with a high level of difficulty as well as a narrative full of mythology. Fuck me, that was a mess. Anyway.
So it was when you were reading it, yeah.
Well, don't fuck up your sentences. If you didn't fuck up your sentences, I wouldn't need to stop in shock every time. This is a 3D, third person, there we go, get it right. 3D, third person, action, adventure, puzzles, and platform game.
You can't even read your own sentence.
Yeah, adventure action game you put. So I'm surprised by that.
Third person, action, adventure, puzzles, and platform game. I think I actually dragged that from the website. I think. It's also got tags of Souls-like because it also says it's very difficult. There you go, Ben.
I didn't think it looked like a Souls-like. I was okay.
Yeah, it's second tag, I think, on thing, and then the fourth tag is very difficult. So I thought, well, you know what, Ben, is I wouldn't have, but last time I didn't say Souls-like, you went mental. So I thought, fuck it, please, Ben, Souls-like. There you go.
Well, I have to inform you when it's a Souls-like because you don't know what one is.
It's a very hard game. There you go.
No,
that's it.
Fine.
Tunic.
Very hard.
Tunic hard, yes. Tunic hard when you turn on the invisibility mode, eh?
Yeah, you have to at some point, mate, else you just didn't make it, so, you know.
It's saying in places it's released in 2021, but I can't find any information anywhere about this. It's really stressing me out. Like, I've even typed in the exact release. I think it was said September 2021. I tried to look up early access. There's no information about it being in early access. And of course on Steam, it's not out and it's saying it's releasing. I don't understand what's happening there. But there's a free demo if anyone would like to try it.
I think it looks alright though, doesn't it?
Did you think so?
Well, the character runs weirdly.
It's not a normal running character, granted.
No, it's like they're running in a hunch. It's like they're running in stealth mode.
Oh, so walking like you, but just running then?
Sorry?
No,
It's very hurtful.
I thought
Where
that
did
was...
this come from?
Yeah, don't worry. I knew where I was in my head, but it's not being conveyed very well through the medium of podcasting.
Right.
Of
That's why
audio
we need
only.
videos. Yeah.
That's why we need video.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty bad, Ben, but I don't like these kind of games. I've said it before, the whole attacking big monsters over and over again, not for me. Kirk, what do you think?
I'm not too keen on the look of it personally, and I mean anything that's a Souls-like is not gonna be the thing that grabs me. So
You wouldn't know, Kurt. You haven't tried one apart from Tunic.
Yeah, Tunic is my Souls-like.
Don't forget that he compared Will of the Wisps to Elden Ring.
Yes, they're exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Don't forget
thing.
that.
Yep.
I believe they play the exact same.
They do.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Same mechanics.
Exactly
Same
same mechanics.
mechanics.
Yeah. If you
Same
played one,
mechanics,
you played the other. So there's no need for me to play Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Fuck my life. You're on a gaming podcast as well. Shit and hell. Right, moving on. Resident Evil 4 Remake coming out on PC, PlayStation's, Xbox's March 24th. Survival is just the beginning. 6 years has passed since the biological disaster in Raccoon City. Leon S. Kennedy. Is that like a rip-off of...
No, it's
Right, thank you.
just his name.
Oh, I thought it said yes, as in yeah. One of the survivors tracks the president's kidnapped daughter to a secluded European village where there is something terribly wrong with the locals. What countries is it set in, Kirk?
I think it's Spain.
Oh,
I
exotic.
think it's Spain.
Ben, you played this. Kirk, you want to play it? You guys talk.
I'm excited for it. I've got it coming on Friday. I'm going to be playing it. It's going to be fantastic. Interestingly, this is not being released on the OG Xbox hardware, Xbox One, but it's on PS4.
Ah, okay.
I can see that actually. Yes, that's very unusual, isn't it?
So
that's weird.
just a little tidbit for you. Just a bit weird. But the game itself, yeah, very very much looking forward to it. As we've spoken about before, I tried playing the original on the Xbox recently. Couldn't get on with it because it's just the mechanics and stuff are just way too dated. So looking forward to playing this. And I've also heard from various reviews that they've basically taken out a lot of the filler stuff that was not necessary, and kind of improved the pacing on this. So hopefully it'll just be a great definitive version of the game.
I've been going between Mind's Eye when we were driving up on Friday, Eddie. I was saying to you that I didn't think I was going to get it, did I?
No.
But because I played the demo, loved it, I thought, yeah, okay, this is good. But then over the week, I just thought, no. But then I started watching reviews of it, and it's a banger. So
yeah.
it's got incredible reviews. They're so positive about it. It's supposed to be scary. It's just turning it into the game that you kind of want it to be.
Yeah,
I think so. I'm still on the fence, but I am leaning more towards getting it. But there's another Diablo beta this weekend, and I'm only playing one game this weekend.
That's a good job I'm getting this one then, isn't it?
It absolutely is, Coke.
Does someone want to make me sick on my mouth and tell me how much it costs?
You can pick it up for £55 easily.
Yeah, it's also, so I've heard it's 17 hours long.
That sounds about right.
17 hours long, and
not too
obviously
bad.
Resident Evil multiple playthroughs and all that kind of stuff.
I think that's a fucking hell of a price for, like, they were charging, what, 65, 70 quid for Dead Space?
Brilliant price.
Eddie, honestly, go and watch a review. Did you watch a review of this game yet,
It's a
Eddie?
brilliant price. It's a brilliant price for a 20-year-old game.
Oh my god, we've already been through this with you, Eddie. It's not a 20-year-old game.
God. You know what really upset me is the way you said pick it up, and my expectations were risen. You know, because you only use that term if it's like a steal. Oh, you can pick it up for 20 quid. You know, that kind of comment. You can pick it up for half a pony. Fuck my life. You can buy a house with what you know. Let's move on.
Have you, Eddie? Have you seen it? Did you look into it?
It's Resident Evil, Ben. I lost interest a long time about my Resident Evil games.
Oh well, fair enough. If you're not interested, then
that's fine.
But it's still watch a review. I mean, as you just pointed out to Kurt, you're on a gaming podcast. It would be quite helpful, but that's fine. It's cool.
Sided with the powerful, yes.
Sorry. So the literal hundreds of games that I view and I look at each week, like literally on this for this feature, I probably looked at over 100 games. Right? You are telling me that watching a review about a game that came out 20 years ago that's being remade is imperative. I need to watch that.
It's on your section, new releases. But it's the biggest game of the week on your new releases.
As you can see, I've got notes for everything else, but I don't for this because there is literally one person on our podcast who has played the remake already, and there's one that's purchasing it this week. And you're telling me it's imperative that I should have looked at reviews for it.
I just asked whether you had.
Would you like to know what the Metacritic is for it?
I would like to know, Kurt.
Sitting at around 93.
Good game.
Shit
Great
game.
remake.
Shit 20-year-old game.
Is it the same story?
They changed things up. But
there are some things that are changed up from it, but the premise of the story is the same. And as you said last week, Eddie, if you haven't played the game before, like I haven't, and many others, this is a new game. And you went,
yes, I believe I was in the middle of ripping you in half, Kirk, and then you went, I've never played it, and I was like, oh, fair enough. Yeah, that is fair enough.
And that is going to be
perfect time to pick it up. Yeah,
it's going to be the same for fucking millions of other people around the world that weren't around when they didn't have a GameCube, so they didn't play it originally.
Yeah, fair enough. I just think, in the nicest possible way, they shouldn't charge that kind of money for a remake. I
think, Eddie, your opinion is perfectly valid. If you had seen what this game is and seen what the original was, but I don't think you've done either.
But I assume with remakes, it's about redoing the mechanics, redoing this, redoing that, copying the exact same story. I think genuinely, probably 50. No, it's got to be less than this. 30% of effort is put into a remake of a game than it is to make a brand new AAA game like a Resident Evil.
That's a sweet.
I'm going to go as low as 30%. It's probably more like 50%. But for that reason, they should not charge. What is it full price? 70?
No, it's 55. That's where everybody is.
Oh, I thought you were saying like that's a deal, right? So £55. That's
£15 less than what they could charge for it.
No. It's also £55 more than they could charge for it, Coke. What kind of argument's that? No, that's ridiculous. They should not. What, are you saying they should charge £70 for this?
Eddie, I think you got a valid argument with something like The Last of Us, but this is too removed from the original. I don't think you've got a leg to stand on. But let's move it on. We did this last week.
Oh, dear me. Ridiculous. £55. 9 Years of Shadows coming out on PC March 27th. Fight to bring beautiful colours back to a handcrafted world of darkness and discover the story of Europa, a young warrior and her ghostly childhood companion, Apino. It released.
Yeah, lovely.
Released last year. Again, I have no idea how. I don't get any information on it, but I did find out that it comes out on Switch in Q3. 2023. There you go. Good. It's a Metroidvania. It's got like the 1990s visuals and sounds. Kurt would say it plays a bit like Elden Ring.
Looks exactly the same, mate.
Yeah, it's what I would call a sideways scroller shitty game. But Ben, I'm going to come to you. You might say some positive things.
No, I'm not into it. I'm afraid not into it. Not for me. I don't really like the look. I don't really like. No, I'm not into it.
Kurt, you've played these games. Come on.
No.
You like this, don't you?
It looks awful. It's not even got a nice art style.
The art style's very weird, isn't it? I don't know how to describe it. It's like 1990s, but it's very bright and... I don't know. I mean, the main character's very pink, isn't she?
See, I think the thing. Like, so here's the thing I've got with games that are trying to do this kind of thing with the pixels, but kind of make them modern. I think you either go all in with something like an Ori, like the way that they do their side-scrolling Metroidvania games.
Always comes down to Ori.
Or you go all out, you go all in the other way, and leave it as like an 16-bit pixel game. But what a lot of these places are trying to do is like blend the two together. Do you know what I mean?
I do, Kirk, and I think that's not entirely fair because sometimes they get it really right, and I think I've described it before as like a 1990s game, but it's polished. Like I think sometimes they do get it right, but I see what you mean. Here's a bad example of a win.
They haven't stuck the landing on this one.
They have not stuck the landing, no. But well, there you go. Lots of positives about that one. Let's move on to Crime Boss Rocket City.
Yeah.
Rocket City? Yeah, let's go with that. PC, March 28th. Crime Boss Rocket City is an organised crime game combining first-person shooter action and turf wars. Playable solo or with friends. Take on the role of Travis Baker, a man with... Travis Baker? That sounds really familiar. Who's I'm Googling
To
now.
Travis Barker.
Oh, that's probably what I'm thinking of. Is that CeeLo Green? Travis Barker.
Sorry?
No.
What?
Travis Barker is a musician, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's fuck me, I love him. Travis, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's
What
CeeLo
wrong
Green.
with it?
That's CeeLo Green guy.
What's wrong with you?
I was close. Right, I am terrible names. In fact, this will become very clear in a second. Anyway, interestingly, it's not on Steam. It's a first-person shooter. There's a campaign, or you can play online with friends. It has like kind of outlandish cutscenes that remind me a bit of GTA. But here we go, and this is where you guys are going to have to help me out because I am horrendous with names. This is the list of celebrities in there. Michael Madsen. Do you know what that one is?
Not 100% sure on that person.
Right,
Nope, it's a no from me.
Let me put it this way, right? I've seen like the names next to the people. And fuck me, you'll know every single one of these. Michael Rooker.
Yeah, know who that is.
Kim Basinger. You know.
Oh, I know
Kim
that one.
Basinger.
Yeah.
Danny Glover.
Yep.
It's Clover, not Clover, but yeah.
Damien Poitier.
You got the name right. I don't know who it is.
No idea.
I bet you will. I bet, like, there are so many names that I go, holy fuck, you're in this. Because they're all, like, B actors, if you know what I mean. And they're going to find that very offensive, but, you know.
I mean, Michael Rooker is actually really, really fucking popular at the moment.
There you go. Danny Trejo. Again, if I copy and paste, I'll know exactly who the fuck it is. And then Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yep.
I don't understand that.
We all know Vanilla Ice. And Chuck Norris.
And
I mean, that list. Oh, you know, Danny Trejo is always plays that bad guy Mexican.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the big movie? He did like Revolver or something like that. Is it Revolver?
I know who you mean.
guys aren't helping me here. Yeah, there you go.
It's an all-star cast. It's an all-star cast.
Fuck me, is it an all-star cast?
It's also an all-star looking game, I think, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
It looks pretty... I know it's only on PC, so it probably will look very good on PC. But
was this shown at
yes.
Summer Game Fest?
Yeah, I think it
was
was
it
shown
Summer Game
yes,
Fest?
it was shown at something, wasn't it? Like, it could have been that, or whether it was the Game Awards or something.
Oh, it was the Game Awards because obviously it's the actors and stuff, and it came out. Yeah, I remember now. And the main guy.
Ah, right.
Because people thought it was going to be a remake of like Vice City or something from the trailer.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because it's very GTA, isn't it?
Yeah.
This game has gone
huge
totally under the
GTA
radar,
vibes.
hasn't it?
Yeah.
This guy, and it's not on Steam. It's only on. I saw it on Epic.
Yes, it's on Epic.
That is usually not an indication of it being a top seller.
I think it's very unusual that it's not on Steam. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I think there must have been some sort of deal done there.
I mean, I don't know who makes it, so that could be a reason.
Do you reckon this can port to?
It's by In-Game
consoles?
Studios. I think eventually, Kirk, if it's...
You'd be surprised if it didn't. It looks pretty AAA to me, but
Yeah.
It looks very AAA. Just going back to our old argument, so what would you price this kind of game? All these celebrities, AAA game look, first-person shooter.
It depends whether, because I can't imagine this game doing that great. They can't price it that highly.
Oh, here we go. Lower
No,
it down.
I agree because it's
So Resident Evil 4 was,
It's gonna be 40 quid.
55.
This goes.
Yeah, it'll be 40 quid.
I was gonna say 50.
Right, it's 28 quid.
Fucking hell.
And
So
welcome,
the thing is, it's probably
welcome to
it's-
PC gaming.
Okay,
yeah, but we'd have to look up the Metacritic for this game.
and also it's coming to consoles in June. So look forward to those £60-70 price tags.
No, it'll be budget. If it's budget on PC,
It'll be on free on Game Pass, and then it'll be £120 because PlayStation would have risen their prices again.
This will be a Game Pass game, won't it? Absolutely. Just not day and date.
Once again, good guys versus bad guys.
Yeah.
Talking about bad guys, The Last of Us Part 1 is coming out on PC, like the segue, March 28th. It's a PC re-release. I got excited and went, whoa, yay, I can finally play it. £50! Woo!
What do you
Not buying
expect,
that.
Eddie? I don't understand. Like, if you are insane. You see this every single week for every single port for every single game, and you still
And I'll carry on saying it.
Also, Eddie,
Okay,
it's
I'll say it.
£20 cheaper on PC than it is on their own PlayStation Store.
It is, yeah.
It's
It is.
70 quid
And
to
you get
buy on
more-
the PlayStation Store. You get more with it.
What?
More game modes. More
Yeah.
game modes on the PC version as well.
What do you mean it's £70? Why is it £70?
Digitally on the PlayStation Store, it's 70 quid.
Yeah, digitally.
Why?
Because
How?
I don't know.
Because that was
Is
the price
Last of
when
Us
it came
2
out.
that price as well then? Or more? More? It can't be more.
No, I don't think so.
but-
That's...
Yeah, but part 1 came out after part 2, Eddie.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
right.
so it's charged more. But
Yeah,
that's
right,
digitally. I mean, you can buy the game physically for less. Obviously, you can buy it for probably this price physically. But it's just
It's actually
digitally on
still
their
sitting
store.
about 60 quid second hand.
Oh Jesus! Wow.
Yeah.
Christ.
The,
It's an expensive game.
the PS3 version's gone up to 10 quid to buy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's because of the show. It's because of the show. So, Eddie, you get
Yeah,
a
of
fucking
course.
good deal with this at 50 quid. brand new.
Great
It's a steal,
deal.
Eddie.
You
Yeah.
can pick it up.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair, I have put it on my wish list.
Well, there you go.
But I do. That's not because I'll buy it or see it. It's only because I then keep it on my list. Or that's my way of tracking games. Once every month.
I have a
look on
question
the
for you.
websites.
I have a question for you. You're not buying a PlayStation 5 anytime soon, so you're never going to play this, but you have access to it now via PC. What would be the sweet spot for this? Honestly, knowing that it's not going to reach a proper Eddie price, what would be a sweet spot price for it?
That's the difficult thing. If it was a new game, then I buy games at £35. I mean, if it's a game that I love, like Tarkov cost me, I think, 50 quid or whatever. So, but yeah, I think £35 is probably the. But even a game that's as old as Last of Us Part 1, I think that's not fair. I think 25.
Okay.
But then that would give me a nosebleed handing that over. That cold hard cash.
A nosebleed. That's a bit excessive. Okay.
I don't know. Well, look, I've got on my wish list. Now and again, I'll look to see if it's on one of those disgustingly cheap deals. And yeah, I've always said that I want to play these games. So
It might eventually get the Days Gone treatment.
Yeah.
Of getting down to £7 or something. Just let the TV show kind of go away a bit.
Go
and
away
then-
for a bit up until the end of next year, apparently. So yeah,
Thanks, fella.
nice. Right, let's move on. Shattered Heaven, coming out on PC March 28th. Shattered Heaven is a single-player deck builder card game with RPG elements and an ambitious branching narrative set in a dark fantasy world.
Oh.
Ben is
This
listening hard.
This is his wet dream, isn't it?
Okay. The game focuses on a card game and roguelike gameplay fueled by a great replay value thanks to procedural... It's always procedural generated, in my defence, right? But it doesn't say that. Procedural dungeons, a deep crafting system. What? A deep crafting system?
That's
Yeah,
a
just thrown
weird
at the end.
sentence at the end. There.
And a deep crafting system? I don't know. Let's leave it because Ben's going to like this. In early access since 2021, there's a free demo on Steam. I don't like the visuals. I think they're terrible. And I also don't like you can see the levels as in like it's very much like a dungeon crawler in the sense of you can see what dungeon you're going to next. I hate that in games.
Are you like being surprised?
But Ben, what are you thinking here, mate?
I did like the look of it. I'm always on the lookout for like a Steam Deck game like this. So it does interest me. It's just that we've got a lot coming out soon. So I think it'll go on the wish list though. Yeah, for sure.
I reckon it will be cheap.
Yes. Yeah.
And when I mean cheap,
so.
I mean I reckon good. Not pick it up at 55 quid. I'm talking pick it up at 20 quid. Like,
ooh, still, I think for games like this, I think that's too much. I think you need to be waiting for that £7, whatever, something like that.
Jesus, who's a cheapskate now? Wow. Wow, I feel good now.
But there is a free demo, so I might give it a whirl.
Oh, right, so that's not too
expensive. So, just interestingly, I don't know if I'm getting this wrong. It says March 28th on the dock. I've just gone on to the game on Steam, and it says planned release 19th of April.
Oh, interesting. That literally this morning was... Oh, let me copy and paste. Yeah, it says it here as well.
Sorry,
damn,
listeners.
and the release date just says the fucking when it's in early access. Yeah, I think that might have been delayed then.
Sorry, listeners, no Shattered Heaven for you on March 28th. A couple of weeks delayed.
Good. Well, we've taken a few
websites.
out this week that were incorrect, actually. So that's
Other
just another
websites
one.
are still saying it, but they're obviously old websites, so I think Steam are probably going to be the most up to date, aren't they?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Well, maybe in April there might be less coming out. So
there you go. Right, next one. Sifu is getting an Xbox release on March 28th. It came out in February 2022, which made me have a little heart attack because that couldn't have been when I was watching you play on stream, Ben. Was it?
yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Fuck me, where's that time gone? That was over a year ago.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't play it on stream at the start. I played it on stream later on.
You did, didn't you?
So no,
Okay.
I think it wouldn't have been then, Eddie.
Right.
So you're safe. It's okay. Time has moved at the appropriate speed.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Do you think maybe Game Pass, dare I say? Because I really enjoyed watching you play that, Ben, and I think I would like to play it, but I wouldn't like to pay money to play that.
I don't.
Yeah, it's not going to be on Game Pass now.
No,
Yeah,
not at
but-
the moment.
Yeah, I'm talking down the road.
Yeah,
Potentially-
it actually only came out at quite cheap prices. Well, I think I bought it for like something like 23 quid or something.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, nice.
It's not the most expensive game to buy. So
Oh, nice. No,
yeah.
pick it up for 55. Next one, Sifu Arenas expansion coming out PC, PlayStation's, Xbox's March 28th. It's got 5 new game modes, 9 new arenas to fight in, and 45 challenges along with some added outfits and Pete obviously couldn't be asked to copy and paste the next bit because that's how it ends.
Oh right, okay, right, that's it. Yeah, okay. So there's something else big, but we just don't know what it is.
And they always
That's
save
cool.
the best to last, but you can't find out.
What's great is that Eddie claims to do like 4 hours of preparation for this podcast. But
That's
he
it.
won't even finish this. Can't even find the end of the sentence. That's fine.
So you say they
No,
leave
'cause-
the best to the end, and Shattered Heaven said thanks to procedural dungeons, a deep crafting system. That was their closing line.
that was true. That's a very good point. Very good point.
Ben, are
But,
you excited by this?
well, I think it's quite good that they're releasing an expansion because it just gets the buzz going. Because this was a great game that flew under the radar, was incredibly difficult on launch.
Yeah, they had
Like
to put an
really,
easy mode in, didn't
really
they?
difficult. Yeah, had to put an easy mode in, and I think they suffered for it, to be honest, because there were a lot of other games coming out, like Horizon Forbidden West. There was GT7, Elden Ring. All of these games, Dying Light. All of these games came out at the same time. I think it was a tough knock when it was incredibly difficult, and so a lot of people wouldn't have gone back. And I think they just need to get that buzz again because it's very, very good game, like really good.
It's on my list to play. I've got it for the PS5. I'm just waiting for the right time to play it. I always love the look of it and the whole idea of the mechanics of you getting older every time you die and making sure you learn what you're doing is quite a good concept. And it's very
Very
stylish.
Elden Ring-esque, isn't it?
Not the same. No, this is a stylish game. So
One thing I didn't know when I played this game, or when I beat the game, I didn't know that you could buy back years, like at the buy station thing.
no.
Like,
Oh.
there's
didn't know
all
that.
the way. I think all the way on like the right hand side, you can like buy back 5 years or whatever. I'm pretty certain there is, and I didn't know that, so I
It's lovely.
just was always trying to beat the game in one go. It's fucking impossible, but yep. Did it though. So
There you go. Right, next one. It's a Kirky game. Forza Horizon 5 Rally Adventure DLC coming out on PC and Xbox March 29th. Kirky adds rally cars and tracks. Are you interested?
No, I've never been one for the rally side of Forza. I don't know why. I've just not. I'm fascinated by things like F1 and rally racing in general. I think that like it's awesome what they actually do, what they can achieve. I mean, rally drivers especially when they going through fucking 100 miles, 20 miles an hour over a crest on a fucking tight little fucking 1 meter wide lane down. You know, I think that's amazing. But to actually play it is not. It's not for me. I just don't get enjoyment from them. I mean, it looks like Forza 5 just with rally cars and rally tracks. So, I mean, it's exactly what people are going to want.
It might surprise you that it's called Rally Adventure.
Oh, fucking hell, is it really? Didn't know that. Yeah. So,
I think they're focusing quite heavily on the rally side.
Maybe. And I think there's going to be a couple of our listeners, at least, that are going to be big fans of this kind of DLC. So, yeah.
Cool.
Shout out to them!
shout out to them.
Good. Right, next one. Metal Singer. I was going to say Slinger then. Dream of the Beast DLC coming out on PC, PlayStation's, Xbox's March 29th. Yes, DLC. It's got 2 songs, 3 skins, and 1 new weapon. The new tracks are featuring Christina Scabia from Lacuna Coil. I know I'm murdering these. And Will Ramos of Lorna Shore. Now, I used to be quite rocky, I would say, because I was a skater, but then because of my dad's LP up in our loft, and he only listened to heavy metal, I would say my music was probably down the heavy metal / rock route. And am I old now? Because I don't know who these people are, but they obviously advertised it in an impressive way.
I don't know. Lorna Shore to me sounds like a spin-off from Laguna Beach. So, I don't know. It could just be someone.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, if you're in the know with this kind of thing, you're in the know. If you love metal,
exactly.
Love it, it's gonna be
nothing. No, my girlfriend loves this type of music. So, I've never played the game though. Like, it's always been one that you would play because it got great reviews at the time. People loved it, but I never played it, unfortunately.
There we go. Get your girlfriend to play it.
I'll tell you what, Ben, has she played that?
She hasn't. I don't think so.
She's letting the team down. Can you pass that on?
I'm very interested to know what your game of the week is, Eddie.
It's a tough one, obviously. And can I not have one? Is that a possible?
No, you got to have
possibility?
one. It's the rules.
All right. And it's probably, because I will probably play this at some point, it's going to be Crime Boss Rocket City. With all the celebs, the fact that it looks GTA-ish, and the fact that it's PC means it will be, well, it's already a good price, and that price will be very good in a few months' time. That's my pick of the week. Okay. And it's not really a hard choice to choose from, really.
Resident Evil 4, Last of Us Part 1 on PC, Sifu. It's a really...
Sifu, you know what? Yeah, okay. Sifu, fair enough. Yeah, I'll give you
Boss.
that one.
Crime Boss pips it, though.
Yeah.
So.
Okay,
good stuff.
All right.
Right, well, we'll move on to what we've been playing then. Kirk. Yeah, Kirk.
Yeah, I've played fuck all. Yeah, been a bit busy. Been a bit busy last week.
I'm reading what you've put here, Kurt. I'm reading what you put here. You said, I haven't been about to play anything. Now, we were all away the weekend.
We're on the same thing.
Yeah.
For exact same length of time.
Yeah. Haven't been about. I've been busy. I've been hungover. I've been seeing friends. Been having the time of my life. About 12 and a half hours and spoons. Great. No, but I've not played anything. I'll tell you what. The actual reason for this, and this is a valid reason, and I'm sure Ben, at least you will back me up here. Having just completed Last of Us Part 2, which is...
Oh, God, you had to go down that route. So now Ben goes, he played Last of Us, so I'm going to praise him.
And
I don't like agreeing with Kirk, Eddie.
But when he's right...
Yeah, you always agree with him. That's the problem.
Having played that game, which
it wouldn't surprise me.
It's taken... It's now put me in a bit of that lull again, because it's like, what fantastic game, and I don't have any quick pick-me-up game that I wanted to play immediately afterwards, so I kind of needed a bit of a break anyway. And with RE4 coming out this week, I don't think that was actually a bad thing. So that's where I'm kind of at with it.
I do hate to agree, but it is very hard when you've got a game on the horizon, like a week away, 2 weeks away, and you've just finished something. It's very hard to like go, oh, I'll just play this in the meantime, because you just don't really care.
I've literally played about an hour of Rocket League this last week. If you want me to talk about that, I'd do that, but I don't think you're going to want to hear it.
Doesn't surprise me that you agree with Cook Urban.
Yeah, no. I think other people hear that kind of thing too, don't they?
Doesn't surprise me.
But yeah, so looking forward to RE4 this week. I've been watching reviews and stuff online today, and also caught up with Digital Foundry's demo technical analysis, which was quite interesting. Oh, yeah. They've the current gen consoles, PS5 and Series X, now have, and PC as well, have a new feature which they advise that you turn off. It's called hair strands, which is kind of like ray tracing but for hair. Which it basically individualizes the hairs, and you can see it gives them more kind of room to be more hair-like, I guess is the best way to describe it.
Sounds weird.
But they've suggested that it's quite a taxing thing, because obviously the console's basically doing quite a lot just to make hair flop around like it more realistically. But also there's something wrong with the way that it's lit. It still looks good, but compared to having it off, it actually looks better off. So I'm going to play around with it once I've got it in hand. But that's something to bear in mind if you're an RE fan. So
yeah, well, looking forward to what you hear about that, what you say about that next week. Because I probably won't get it for the weekend, like I say, but I might get it afterwards. Just depends how much the FOMO gets me. So if you say it's amazing, then probably be in. But otherwise,
but you've got something else that you've been playing, haven't you? And something that's going to stop you from playing me.
That was a really bad segue.
Segueing me.
That was just what are you playing, but you just tried to segue it.
Jesus Christ, you was trying to force it. Anyway, Diablo 4. Diablo 4, so the pre-order beta was this weekend just gone. So after we'd been away, raced home to get some time with the beta. There's also an open beta this weekend for everyone, which I will be playing as well, because you can carry over your characters from the previous beta, start the new characters, etc. So you get the prologue and the first act. That's what's available of the game, it was quite a bit, and you can go up to level 25. So it actually gives you quite a lot to kind of get your teeth into and see what this game is actually like. I managed to play on the Sunday, and I didn't know, but the beta was still going on the Monday. So I think the same goes on for next weekend, Friday through to Monday. So that's gonna be great. You could, the classes that you could have this weekend were the Barbarian, Sorcerer, and the Rogue. And next weekend they're bringing in the Necromancer and the Druid, and they're the two classes that I probably want to try the most. So
Necromancer is the new one, is that right?
No, Necromancer is Necromancer is my favourite class to be.
Okay.
So Rogue was new, and I asked this of my girlfriend earlier. I was like, Druid, I haven't ever haven't been a druid before, so I don't know whether it was in previous versions I hadn't been it or whatever. So I'm interested in trying the druid as well. So, but the necromancer is always my go-to class.
Okay.
So it's can't wait for it. But the game, it seems like a mixture of the best parts of previous Diablos. So Diablo 2, 3, and even Immortals, the more recent kind of like mobile one. The looting UI feels a bit more like Diablo 2. The questing is like open world. It's a mixture of like 3 with kind of like the quest markers, but an open world and mechanics that like you might recognize in Diablo 2 or just more open world type games, which is fantastic. And there's this direction shift where we're through Immortals where it's almost got a feeling of an MMO type live service game, which I'm not mad at all, because you have to actually be always online for this game. So they are shifting Diablo in this direction, which I actually want them to go down. So that's excellent.
Okay.
So I did my playthrough was as a sorceress, and then I tried the rogue character when I went over to my girlfriend's the next day. So she had a rogue built up, and that was quite good to try because obviously I hadn't tried that. I think the rogue was last in Diablo 2, I think. So this is it's good that it's back. Graphically, it looks wonderful.
Yeah,
it looks so cool.
I could totally agree with you on that. It does look fantastic.
It's just, and it's such a step up because Diablo 2, stepping up from Diablo 2 remastered to Diablo 3 is like mind blowing, and then you step to this one, it's like they've added like a realism to it, and it just looks fucking brilliant. They've added a lot of it, like integrated cutscenes. The first cutscene is really kind of awesome. It looks fantastic. The characters almost look real at times. It looks amazing. Nice. The voice acting, they've got voice acting throughout. It seems like more voice acting than they had in 3 even and other games. So it's really like gone down that avenue. And the game as a whole seems so polished already. There does seem to be a bit of work that I need to do on the voice acting, fill in a few blanks. I hear that sometimes the character's voice changes. They need to do a bit of work, but overall the feel of it was just fucking brilliant. Like the moment to moment gameplay in Diablo, they call it, like, I read somewhere on Twitter earlier, somebody called it like the 30-second loop or something. I think it's quite a famous term because they applied it to Halo as well. Like, right. The 30-second moment to moment gameplay, like the 30-second fun. And Diablo is all about that. Like, I went round last night and I was watching Abby play it, and then she went, oh, do you want to do this dungeon? It was just like level 21 dungeon or something later on. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And it's like a full 15-minute dungeon, boss at the end. It's just really thorough, cool, great. And it's just like, and it is that moment-to-moment, continuous, fun gameplay. And there's nothing quite like it. Diablo does it better than all of these other types of games that try to imitate it. And I can't wait to spend this weekend on it. And it's just so disappointing that the game is 2 months till the game comes out.
Oh, is that how long it is? That's all that is.
Yeah, I think it comes out at the start of June. So it's gonna be a hard wait. I mean, this is, especially with like how this game is, like the co-op options, the ability to quickly bring someone into your world, the teaming up, like to beat the story. You have world events, you have the raids and stuff like that. Like, it's just gonna have everything, and I want it to be the game that I just kind of like submit. That's the game that I'm playing. That's my go-to game whenever I'm bored. That's the game that I'll be playing. And because I loved the previous, well, especially 3. 3 was the one. So
was this
I think
played on your Steam Deck by any chance as well? Yeah.
No, because you have to get the Blizzard launcher, which I'm fine with doing. I could get that up and running on the Steam Deck. What I've seen from people playing on the Steam Deck is that around the towns, the optimization is really quite poor. You can only play it on one of the Protons. Like, there's like 1 or 2 that you have to choose. It's just a bit of an arse to get it running, essentially. Okay. It's not an easy game to get running. it runs fine mostly, but then around the towns it's quite poor performance. And whether that'll change for the main game or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
If it did change, and let's just say it worked really well on the Steam Deck, I would probably think about double dipping, getting it on Xbox or PS5 and Steam Deck, so I can have it on the go, because it's got cross play and cross progression.
Oh, nice.
So you can just log in on your account and it'll be your character.
That's perfect.
So I probably would double dip if that worked, but I definitely see the Steam Deck version as my secondary version of playing this game.
Okay, fair enough.
So, but I'm massively impressed so far. I couldn't imagine them going wrong with it, and they just have not gone wrong with it.
Not one thing. Nothing at all.
No, not that I've played. I mean, I haven't played what I'd like to play, and this weekend I'm going to play even more of it. I'll report back, but from what I'm hearing and the people that I've heard have played it, and it's so positive. It's just so positive. This game's going to be magnificent.
Awesome.
So so played that the weekend. And I also was playing before that, because Kurt, you said you had that feeling of like, not really wanting to play anything because of things being in the middle of games or whatever. But I had that same thing, and I've been dipping between games, like playing a bit of Dead Space, a bit of this here or there. But I started playing Metroid Prime Remastered like properly.
Okay.
And got into that, and had a whale of a time. It's fun as hell on the Switch. It's great. It looks fantastic. Controls brilliantly. Really like the game. I've just my issues aren't real issues. My issues are just that I do think there's some dated mechanics in it. Like, I do think a lack of fast travel is so noticeable now these days. And I do think older games do lack direction of telling you what to do sometimes. I was playing Metroid. I'd do a few hours, then bump my head into something and go like, I needed an upgrade to get to the next place. I don't know where to go. And then I'd have to backtrack so far after looking it up online that I missed something ages away. You'd have to go back and get it. And I just thought, like, well, how would you do that? If you were reviewing a game for the first time, or if this was years ago, how would I do that?
Isn't it crazy that we used to do that? Like, just
exactly.
Get on
I
with
played
it
this
and
game
figure it
years
out.
ago, Kurt.
So
I had this on the GameCube. I played the second one fairly recently, not to the end recently, but there were certain elements where I was just like, how would you ever know that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, it's just. But what I would say, the 3D map on this, when you're in an individual area, fucking Jedi Fallen Order could learn a shit ton from this. Like, it's the 3D map is fantastic. It's excellent. But yeah, I'm going to continue playing this because it's great. It's just that it's got that unfortunate thing that every couple of hours I have to go online and say, well, what have I missed? Why can't I move on? Where am I supposed to go? But yeah, fucking good game there.
That is devastating for me between now and release date. Like, when I'm
for Diablo, yeah.
I'm involved in a game, I want to be involved in that game.
Oh,
like,
yeah. With Diablo, Eddie, like, I'm gonna play all this weekend, and then it's gonna be like just the rug pulled out.
Oh yeah, and so long. It's not like a week or two where you can get excited and maybe play a few, back of the shelf games, but or in Kurt's case, not any games. But you have this. Oh wow.
Yeah, especially when it's my most anticipated game of the year. It's like and what they're doing, like last weekend, and that's why, like, one of the reasons, like, going away was hard at the weekend, because I can't, damn it, I really hope we get back so I can play some of that beta. And I was like, okay, it's good that we've got another weekend, but they're actually giving you quite a lot of time on the game.
Yeah,
you can log in on Friday at 5 p.m. and it logs you out at 7 p.m. on Monday. You can play a shit ton in that time. And obviously you can only do up to the first act, but you could do multiple characters. You could do multiple, but like try them all out, work out which one you're going to do an actual game playthrough with. It's it's such a phenomenal game and franchise. So,
well, look forward to seeing what you say when you've got more time with it.
Do you think, prediction time, do you think you'll be putting this forward as Game of the Year? at the end of the year?
Yes.
Wow, okay, not even
No
hedging
hesitation.
bets there.
No hesitation.
I think if they tweet certain, no, yes,
Yes.
correct.
This is Ben's Elden Ring for this year.
Well, he's
Yes,
got Hogwarts.
absolutely.
Ben's got 2 lined up already. Hasn't
Hogwarts won't be there.
he? No,
you say-
Ben.
Cogwarts or Hogwarts? Like,
Ben.
Hogwarts won't be in the discussion for me. I don't think.
you love that game.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'm hoping it won't be in the discussion. I'm hoping that things will surpass it because I did love the game,
Okay.
but I don't think it's game of the year. I think I said that at the time. I'm hoping it's not going to be. If I tell you what, if Hogwarts wins game of the year, it's been a tragic year
Oh, okay.
because it's a very good game, but very good games shouldn't win game of the year.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying,
Amazing
right?
game shit, right? I hope you go down that not route and not like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
okay
Yeah,
games. It Takes Two should win game of the year. Yeah.
yeah. Very good games, which Hogwarts was, should not win game of the year. There should be better games out there.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I kind of see his point. Yeah. And Diablo 4 is this.
It is. It's gonna be. So there you go.
Right. I have been playing. You know how I said I was going to play Atomic Heart and
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah, well, I
yeah.
went online and found a free mod. No, you know what was funny? It just came up as one of my streamers was playing it, and it's a standalone mod called Stalker Anomaly. Now, have you guys heard of the Stalker games?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Stalker 2's out this year.
Yeah. Finally.
Stalker
Delayed.
2 is supposed to be out at the end of this year, isn't it? And I've seen some footage. It looks fantastic. Yeah, I wouldn't say this looks like that. I wish
No.
I would pump those brakes. Yeah, I mean, the version came out 2021, the version that I'm on now. I don't know when the actual mod came out, but they've done a lot. So, for those who don't know, it's a first-person action-adventure RPG set in post-apocalyptic Eastern Europe. Very, like, the reason why I played it is because I saw a streamer playing it, and I thought, fuck, that looks like Tarkov. And it's been a whole week since I've played Tarkov, so I needed to get my fix. My fix. Yeah, you know what? Even when I was saying to Ben, like, I've only played a bit of those Metroid games, and then Ben described the Metroid games, and I went, ooh, I might have to look at the price of them. So, yeah, get ready for next week's play. Yeah, so with this mod, they have done so much, like, enormous amount. I would say it's one of the best mods I've ever seen. It's one of those kind of whole revamp mode. The customization's insane. You can even go as far down as, like, limiting certain amount of enemies and stuff in the map. Like, that's how deep it goes. They've got a story mode with 4 chapters or with different quests and stuff. There's a sandbox mode if you prefer just to kind of go on your own. Or the combat intense warfare mode, which I haven't done yet because I wanted to do the campaign a bit because I've never played any of these Stalker games because unfortunately I only discovered them when it was too late and the graphics are horrendous. But I'm going to play this mode next. This is where factions fight for influence and control over different areas on the map. So, I mean, that sounds like my perfect game. Just going around looting, expanding my area. Wow, that sounds amazing. Yeah, the visuals are quite poor, if I'm going to be totally honest. I was really disappointed because I remember seeing on stream and thinking it looked okay. But when you get in, and it has that feel of an old game, which is unsurprising. The game itself, there's no hand-holding. Fuck me. I think it's just designed for people who have played Stalker, even though in like the description of the mod it goes like, this is for people who've never played Stalker before. That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. I spent the first 10 minutes of the game running into invisible enemies. I didn't know there was invisible enemies, because obviously I've never played a Stalker game before. I would just randomly die. And then I quickly typed in, and luckily for me, because I typed in invisible enemies, and nothing came up. Probably because there are no invisible enemies. But luckily, the guy that I was watching stream the game while I was playing went, oh, I almost knocked into, I think he called it anomaly, or maybe that's what you pick up where they defend. But luckily then I found out there's an invisible boss. Same with, I started getting blurry vision, and my vision was flying all over the place. There were boxes being thrown at me, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? And I typed in blurry vision. It went, oh yeah, you've got a sanity meter, and if you don't do certain things, then your insanity gets really high, and you get blurry vision, and you start seeing things.
Sounds reasonable.
Fuck's sake, that's ridiculous. But apart from that, I'm really, really enjoying it. It's been brilliant. Like the looting system and like the kind of the AI reminds me a lot of those kind of dark, grimy games, a bit like Tarkov, really. So I'm really enjoying that. It's quite scary because you're close to one hit. Like it's really, well, it's not realistic, but do you know what I mean? It's
yeah.
Two shots and you're dead. If a dog gets near you, you're probably going to die, and all that sort of shit. So like rabid dogs, like mutant dogs.
Like mutant wolves.
Yes, exactly, Ben. Exactly.
Yeah, fair one.
So when you hear one of them near you, you shit your pants, and so it's all that kind of game. It's got good small mechanics as well, like different types of healing, like Tarkov has, where you have to use certain things. You have to like drink vodka. Apparently, vodka gets rid of radiation. Didn't know that, but.
Ah, classic, yeah, vintage vodka.
Yeah, same with smoking. It's weird, because Stalker says that, so you get radiation from everything. In fact, even like the big things you pick up that make you have really good stats, gives you radiation. But smoking and drinking vodka reduces your thing. So it's
good for you, if anything.
They are encouraging smoking and drinking. So that's cool. There's also you can mod your gun, guys. You can put silencers on it.
You can put silencer on your gun.
You could put silencers on your gun.
Oh my god! Jesus, how many hours are you prepared to put in now?
You can also upgrade them and like repair them at like workbenches and stuff. So yeah, you can see my attraction to this game now. I'm going to finish with the best bit about it. The best even though it's a mod, it's some of the best AI I've ever seen. Like, when I'm in a battle, people are doing things that I don't see in fucking huge AAA games, like taking cover, flanking me, all this sort of stuff. And then it even goes as far as, like, you can hear gunshots in the distance. You run over, there's actually a fight going on. I had an instance the other day where one of the stalkers, so AI, messaged... I was running to a farm and I heard shooting ahead of it, and then a little message popped up going, "Oh, I think I just saw a mutant killer stalker, but north of farm." And I was like, "Oh, hang on, I'm actually running in that direction. Let me." And I went over, and there was that exact gunfight, and I went, "That's fucking mental!" Like, it made the game, because you'll hear these gunfights all over the place. It just makes the game fully alive. I mean, Fallout 4 had a really good mod. I can't remember what it was called, but that was like, people would walk around the wastelands. So you'd actually hear it and you'd go over and you'd see, I don't know, like mutant dogs fighting the Brotherhood or something. And this is like that, but turned up to 11. So, yeah, absolutely. I'm so... The fact that this is a mod is such a fucking testament to the skills that these people who created the mod have. Absolutely incredible work. I'm getting quite fed up with the old game now because I'm finding myself dying a lot and stuff, and there's a lot of things that I have to type up and search what the fuck's happening. But I'm going to give this Warfare mode a go because I think I could absolutely love that. But if it's not as impressive as I'm building up to me in my head, I think I wouldn't be surprised if I call it a day this week on this game.
Did you say it's a free mod?
Free mod. You don't need any Steam or Blizzard or any of that to load it up. You literally just go on mod DMB or whatever it's called.
Did you need to have the Stalker base game?
No.
Oh wow, cool.
Nothing.
Nice.
For people who played Stalker, it's actually apparently all the Stalkers combined, and then obviously loads of stuff added on top as well. But yeah, anyone who... All you need is a PC, I guess. Just go to Stalker Anomaly. You can type in Stalker Anomaly into one of the mod websites, download it, unzip it, and there you go. Done.
It's fucking cool. So a free game. And that probably leads us quite nicely onto the feature, doesn't it, Eddie?
Very good. I mean, none of these games are free, Ben. I hope you...
No, but as good as. I mean, this is all coming from the place where games cost a lot of money. Eddie doesn't like to spend money, as we've already discussed on this show.
There you go.
So Eddie is going to find us a deal.
Oh, that was... See, Kirk, why can't you do that?
I suppose because I'm just fucking shit, Eddie. All right? Is that what you want to hear?
That was so on the nose, Kirk. That doesn't work.
Yeah, I know. You need
That's
to
not funny.
go around it or something. That wasn't
it's
funny.
not
It's
funny.
just dark
Let's
now. Now you've
do
made
it.
people sad.
Are you going to find me a deal or what?
Oh, wow, okay. Now I thought I was doing you a favour, and now it feels like I am your sub instead of Ben, the Gimp. So yeah, talking about my recent purchase, I was like, I found loads on, what's the website? Instant Gaming, that's what it's called. And I did this thing that I've never done before. I went on the old search function, and you can actually filter, you can sort it by the percentage of deal and by, obviously, the price. And I love the percentage deal thing. I highly recommend people do it because you can find some huge games on there, like, your XCOM 2s and all sorts. There were a few big, racy games that I saw on there that I was like, ooh, I like that. But,
Okay.
yeah. So, I have 6 games that I found.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys need to choose one.
Okay.
And obviously Pete's not here, so we are going to choose at the end Pete's game for him.
Lovely.
Have a little vote. All right, that's only fair, isn't it?
Oh, you
If he doesn't
you
show
forego
up,
you forego your shout if you're not here. So
there you go. And all I want you to do is I want you to play it for a couple hours, something like that. So we'll come back in a few months to you to see how you got on. Those 2 hours
very, very shit little joke there. I was
No.
I was expecting better than that, but okay.
We will come back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Maybe 3 weeks. We'll talk to Kirk, and obviously you see if Pete's going to fucking turn up. And then I want to hear your feedback. I want to have a little feature on it and hear how much you liked it and how outrageously good it is compared to the price. And with that, I'm going to say to the listeners, I want you to do the same. Have a listen to these games, or better still, find your own little deal by doing the old search function that I just told you about, and write in. Tell us about it, because we'll include that in that feature.
Yeah. That's a great idea. If somebody does something similar, tells us a game of similar kind of price, or if you've played one of these games, let us know, and we'll all talk about them in 2 weeks' time. And see how good these games are for these prices.
Can I just say, I'm sorry, what Eddie just said, Ben, you sounded completely dumbfounded and surprised by what he was setting up there initially when you were like, yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, do that.
Oh, no, I don't think Ben knew about the old telling the audience. I thought it was quite nice.
No, I know. That's what I mean. Like, you didn't
Oh,
seem
right,
that
okay.
it was up.
I thought you meant like Pete, when Pete fake does the news. I hate it when he does that. He goes, oh, Ben, tell us about your news story. Oh, Activision did this. No. Pete, you know that. You know it. It's in front of us. Stop doing that.
We're all looking at the same time.
You saw that and didn't choose that news story. You chose a different one.
You actively chose to do something else.
Cricket.
Right.
Fucking cricket.
Oh, wow.
Very good.
Good. Right. What I'm going to say to you guys, though, is when I tell you about this game, feel free just to open up another tab, type it in, just to see, maybe look at the images.
I've got them all up already, baby. Don't you worry.
Oh, Kirk, very good. To our listeners, I did message the guys last night. I think I sent them about 10 games, and I said, let me know any games that you haven't played, that you have played, sorry, off this list, because I'll get rid of them, because that's not the fun of the feature. Kirk, you didn't have any of them, did you?
No. I don't even have Steam. I need to make sure that Steam works on my Mac, so... That's my first hurdle to get over before I can truly take part in this. But
that is something that
I do like that Ben didn't let it go and he just put a message, no surprise there.
I know, he's such a dick.
Right, first one, Into the Stars. You ever heard of this one?
No.
If you have, I'd be fucking impressed. It came out in 2016. It's an open world space survival simulation game. Okay. So there's resource management, there's crew management, there's puzzles, there's combat. It runs on Unreal Engine 4, so the visuals are good.
Yeah.
They suffice. The music is by Jack Wall.
Oh.
And if you don't know who that is, that's the Mass Effect guy. and he's also done Call of Duty, but he's known for the Mass Effect games.
Okay.
So it's going to be atmospheric, real good. Now, you could pick this game up, and notice how I said pick this game up there, Kirk.
Very good. Well done.
For £1.23.
Phew.
Okay.
Steep.
Is it this on Steam? Yeah.
This is, well, it's on Instant Gaming is where you get the price. But yes, what you do, Kirk, is you just buy it, and then it sends you a code, and then you copy and paste that code into Steam. I'll show you how to do it, but it's very, very straightforward, and then it downloads.
Okay.
Ben, I had what I did is I put 2 games each for you. So Ben, this is the game that I kind of think that I'd like you to play, just because.
Yeah, I am not mad at this choice, Eddie. Visually, it looks like something I could get into.
Yeah.
I like the sound of it. It's a little. Yeah, this could be a little gem. A £1.23 gem. Yeah. I love my space
gems. So yeah.
To be fair, Ben,
Space
it's one of the most expensive ones I found on the.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
By 20p. But yes. Yeah.
Okay, what's our other choices? Let's move.
Number 2 is Age of Wonders Planetfall. Came out in 2019. This is Age of Wonders 3, but in space. Now, Age of Wonders 3, I've talked about before. It's an amazing game. It's a kind of a Paradox Interactive, so obviously got some huge weight behind them. It's a 4X turn-based combat game. It focuses on armies more than anything, so you have your army leader and you recruit people that way, and the idea is to kind of expand and go out. The graphics look really, really good. I think I obviously got this for Pete. Pete's played Age of Wonders 3. He loves space games, so fuck me, will he like this game? And it's £1.36.
It's definitely
dirt cheap,
Pete's.
And it looks right up Pete's street.
Yeah, that's exactly the words I was going to use. Right up his street.
I mean, it's a Paradox game.
It's a Paradox game,
It's always going to be. That's why I was surprised when Pete went, I've played Age of Wonders 3, not this. I was like, there we go.
And it's a Paradox game, which means I haven't got the patience to learn the mechanics, but yeah.
It's on the Xbox. It's on the Xbox, you know. It's on the
Have
Xbox.
you know it?
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, is Kurt going to choose this so he doesn't need to do the downloading of
No.
It'd be £15 on Xbox.
Little snake. Right, next one. This one's a risk. Industria. It came out in 2021. It's a first-person action adventure set on a dystopian world. I say dystopian world. I'm pretty sure it's actually Earth, like in Berlin, but in a different dimension or universe or something. Anyway, the graphics look okay. The weirdness of the game, just watching gameplay and stuff, reminds me a bit of BioShock.
Yeah, I know this game.
And for that reason, I thought of Kirk. And another reason, Kirk, and this isn't a dig, it's only 4 hours long. And you've told me before that you don't like your story-based ones that go on too long. So this is a story-based shooting action adventure, which is only 4 hours long.
Yeah, I do. You've hit the nail on the head about the kind of BioShock-esque kind of style, and it does look like the sort of thing that I could play, especially for a 4-hour game.
There you go. I'll keep your interest.
I mean, what's the price of it?
It's £1.09, so
that's
it's not the cheapest.
That is a bargain. Just in case, I'm just trying to back myself up here because with me being a Mac owner, it could be a problem. But it is available on the Xbox for $16.99.
$16.99.
You get 16 of these games for that price, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Right, cool.
It does look like a more expensive Atomic Heart, actually.
Oh wow, that's a bit harsh.
I mean, yeah, Atomic Heart is free on Game Pass. I see what you did there. And
And I have
infinitely
seen-
more expensive.
I have seen that it's got the moniker Half-Baked Half-Life.
There you go.
Okay.
So
And Half-Life was a fantastic game.
yeah, Half-Life was very baked. So I assume a half-baked Half-Life must still be quite good.
Two
There you
baked.
go.
Two baked.
Too baked. Right, let's move on. Next one, Riot Civil Unrest.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it came out in 2019. Ben, you may not even need to copy and paste this because Wortherby did a review on this and he didn't like one aspect of it, but he actually liked the general kind of game of it. It's a strategy simulation game where you either take control of rioters or the police. So they have their own kind of different campaigns, basically. It's all about attacking or defending a certain point, using different tactics or different weapons. You equip them with different things and whatnot. The art style's really quite basic, so it's like a pixelated art style. But as you'll see from the movement and whatnot, it's done quite well. Not bad game, bit of a strategy game. It's £1 and 3p. And of course, Ben, I had you in mind here.
I'm not mad at it either. It's also on the Switch.
How much? 55?
I don't know. I don't need to go on the Switch store because obviously if you buy it on Amazon or something, it'll be ridiculous. But physical copy on Amazon, is $13.99. So who knows what it would be digitally? It might be 99p.
Yeah, what do you think of it though? Looks alright?
I think it looks alright, yeah. It could be very interesting. I wonder if it's... Yeah, it looks like a bit roguelike-esque, but it's probably not, is it? Is it a campaign or is it a roguelike? I don't know.
Could be chaos as well. A bit chaotic.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm now in a bit of a pickle.
Well, let me move on. Maybe the last two might... I was going to say turn you on then. I apologise.
Oh, wow.
No. Next one, Styx, Master of Shadows. It's an old one. It's 2014, but this game was highly regarded amongst the Warhammer community. It's a Cyanide Studio game, which, as we know, either do brilliant Warhammer games or they do cycling games. So whichever turns you on, I guess. This one is an action RPG where stealth is the key. So I picked this for Pete, obviously, because he loves Warhammer. We used to play as kids. We used to collect the models and whatnot. And also, Pete always bangs on about how he loves stealth in games. And in fact, Thief was one of his favourite games, which is crazy because I thought it was just all it was stealth. But, hey, you like what you like. And as I said, it was quite highly regarded when it came out. So, what do you guys think of this?
It's definitely a Pete looker of a game. I mean, he adores his bloody Warhammer, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So
in a strategy format, though, I'm not sure he would enjoy this so much. So it's definitely for our consideration for him.
He liked Thief, didn't he? That's what I'm thinking. He loved Thief, and this
yes, he did like the original Thief, right?
Stealth and you use tactics and stuff. So
he got a mighty
as well.
He got mighty 7.5 out of 10 by our friends at God is a Geek.
There you go.
So
there you go for a £1.33 game. That ain't bad. Anyway,
that's the most expensive game on the list, isn't it?
Oh, it is actually. I'm really sorry about that. Oh no, £1.36 was Age of Wonders Planetfall.
Stand corrected. Stand corrected.
Ain't paying that fucking money for a Paradox game. Right, last one, and this one is for you, Kirk. Monument Valley 2 came out in 2022. Ben, have you heard of Monument Valley? I wouldn't be surprised if you had the first one.
I don't. I'm just about to load it up just to see.
I believe it won a lot of awards. I believe it won something like Best Mobile Game Ever or some shit like that.
Oh, actually.
There you go. There's the realisation.
This definitely rings.
So it's an isometric puzzle game. So not one for me, but it's this is what I mean. I'm choosing for you guys. It's the first one was very highly received, as I said. It's supposed to be one of the most charming games ever created.
This is a Kirk game.
This is a Kirk game. It's charming as fuck. It's just got nice little puzzles that you do. Nothing too hard. It's not too long, and it's £1.10.
I think it looks fucking
lovely
wonderful.
graphical style.
Yeah,
I thought you would, because it is known as like the most charming game.
It's like a stripped back Tunic, like the way it looks.
There you go.
That's not a bad thing. That's like if you
I
like,
see what you mean with the charming and the isometric view. Yep, I completely understand.
Reminds me a bit of Gardens Between.
Oh yes,
Ooh,
that's a good
yes.
shout actually. Yeah, It was very much
I've
like
heard it plays a lot like Elden Ring.
that.
Yeah.
I can see that
A
definitely.
mixture between Ori, Will of the Wisps,
see
and
that.
Elden Ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, definitely. No, it
yes,
actually does.
yes.
It's actually a hell of a good shout, Eddie, on that one. It does look like the kind of thing I would play. One of those easy games to get my teeth into.
An easy game.
Yeah.
An easy game.
Like,
All right, so you've had a little time to think, a little
Yep.
time to mull over. Ben, only because Kirk has more time to think about the last game. Which one is going to be your pick? Is it going to be one from the ones I've suggested?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's going to be one of Into the Stars or Riot Civil Unrest. Now, I'm leaning more towards Riot Civil Unrest purely because it's strategy simulation, as opposed to Into the Stars, which looks good, but it's more open world, and I'm not sure that would be an open world space survival. Would probably be my.
Right.
I don't know. It depends how big it is. Yeah, I don't know. I was leaning towards Riot, but now I'm leaning towards the other one.
The thing is, Ben, that like Riot looks quite simple.
Yeah.
As in, like, oh, you'll have a bit of fun. You know what I'm intrigued to know is Into the Stars. The fact that it's, uses Unreal Engine. It's got
how
music
good
by
is it?
It's got music by Jack Wall.
Yeah, you think it's actually it might actually have a bit to it,
Look, my point being, the reason why I want someone to try this game is it's probably not very good. It's probably crap. But, like, with such thwack behind it, I think this could be a little hidden gem.
All right, I'm going to go Into the Stars. I'm going to do it.
Lovely. Right, I'm going to highlight that in green. Ben, you're a green guy. Right.
I don't know what that means, but yep.
Kirk. Like you're a Hulk, maybe? Is that what I'm suggesting?
Let's go for it, yeah.
I don't know.
not the
Kirk,
way he sounds at the
talk to
moment.
me.
I like both,
Okay.
but I would pick Monument Valley. I think that's
Yeah.
the kind of one that I would like to have a go on.
Saw that one. Yep, definitely.
I better fucking be able to get Steam to work. So if I can't, I'm gonna be pissed.
Do you reckon this could be on mobile, right?
Yes, I reckon it is.
Potentially.
It could be.
I mean, if that's
be.
the case, then I'll get it. I'll get it on mobile.
Right. There you go.
Playing a game, innit?
Brilliant. Sort both things out. There you go.
Yeah.
Right, cool. That's a good one. I'm really looking forward to you talking about that, Kirk, because I think you're actually going to really like that. And then maybe you'll be turned on to the £1 games.
Ooh, it's on the Apple app. It's on the App Store. Lovely.
There you go.
Good.
There you go. Probably £10.
$3.99
What
actually.
we
That's
feeling-
not bad.
That's actually not too bad. That's not too bad.
Lovely.
What are we thinking about Pete then?
Yeah,
We could. There's two routes we could go down here, boys. We could
Yes,
go.
I'm very much
down
aware of that. Yeah.
a nice, happy way, and give them a nice game, or we could,
The thing
we could
is,
be ourselves.
there's 3p difference, and I feel like I want to screw him over. I know he doesn't like spending money, so
I want to counter that, Kirk, and say if it's the £1.36, he might go, Eddie, you need to buy it for me. Which I'm surprised he hasn't already text saying. So,
You see, Age of Wonders, Planetfall, I think would be his preferred choice.
Yeah,
so
I
I
think
don't know. I don't know whether we should. I don't know whether we should give that to him.
I'm gonna side with. I'm gonna be a good, nice guy. I'm gonna pick the one that Pete would probably prefer, which is Age of Wonders.
okay,
Okay.
Ben, what are you thinking?
Well, I actually think he would least prefer the Styx Master of Shadows, but I do, but I don't want to give him that because I think that would be mean. But I want someone else to play Riot Civil Unrest, so I would vote for that.
Oh, you're a nasty boy. Right, there's one for Planetfall. I'm going to be nice to him, Ben.
Okay.
I'm going to be nice to him because I've always wanted to play Age of Wonders Planetfall.
Yeah,
obviously
fair enough.
£1.36.
That's why I was doing it with Riot.
It's 3p is too expensive, the 136. If it comes down to 133, then maybe. But So yeah, I want to see him play it. And also, there's always the worry if I went, Pete, you need to play Riot, Civil and Rust, he might just go, no.
He's got that in him. He's got that in him.
He has got that in him. So then our whole feature's fucked. So at least this way, he'll go, oh, I've always wanted to play that.
Yes. Okay, fair enough. So we have our 3 games. We've got Into the Stars, we've got Monument Valley 2, and Age of Wonders Planetfall. So if anybody would like to also get one of those, or any of the other games you suggest, then yeah, let's join the discussion in 2 weeks' time.
Lovely.
Yeah, brilliant. Ben, are you getting more of a cold as we've gone on?
Yeah, I thought
cough.
Little ill boy. Little illy boy.
Yeah, I'm starting to cough. I'm getting more ill, and I'm realising that I have to edit this podcast after this episode. There's a lot going on in my head right now. So
I'm going to play some Rocket League.
Right.
Okay. Boys. I know we were talking about me getting Steam, but just this very moment, I've just bought Monument Valley 2 via the App Store on my Mac, and it's just opened up and started playing.
Oh, on the Mac?
Yeah, because it's
of course, because it's
an iOS game, so they play natively on the new Macs.
Yes.
Lovely.
What a delight! Lovely. It's all worked out.
Yeah.
No, you had to pay. Was it three times the amount?
Well, I mean, $3.99. $4.99. It's fine. It's fine. Four
times the amount. No, you could have bought 4 of
that's
these
the commitment. That's the commitment I'm giving to this podcast. All right, what do you want?
Kirk, thank you, mate. Thank you.
Thoroughly enjoy that feature idea, Eddie, and as you said, revisit in 2 weeks' time. So yeah, look forward to it.
Yeah, nice one, mate.
But that's probably the end. So let's move on to the socials quickly. Email us podcast@grumpygamers.co.uk or tweet us at grumpygamerspod. So if you want to talk about those games or whatever, then let us know via those channels, and talk about it in 2 weeks. So, but for this week, it's GG.
GG. That was a very delayed reaction.
Why was that so delayed?
It's because I went to close down stuff and I've just seen Civilization 6 and F122s on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Sorry, lads.
Oh, Christ. Right.
You better edit that, Ben.
Nope.